Recording in progress. Here we go. Here we go. What's going on, guys? How are you doing out there? Sunny D here. Excited to have you joining me for the second, I said it right, the second episode of the TANZO Talks podcast, where I'm coming to you each and every week, bringing you up to speed on what is going on in the world of TANZO Hasami. It's been a minute. So this episode is really going to be a lot of updating you, kind of bringing you guys up to speed on what's been happening with the company, with the brand. We've had overwhelming support. We've had people, subscribers from all around different events that I've been doing, reaching out. They've got their scissors in their hands, and now they're reaching out and giving feedback. And I'm getting some of the stuff I'm getting. I love it when I see a comment. It's like, oh, got my scissors, use them for the first time today. They cut like butter. I love seeing that one. And this is coming from you guys. This isn't coming from me. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. And I already know because I've been using these things for the past, 18 months ish. So I already know you have a phenomenal product. And I want to update you guys on where things are at. If you listen to the first episode, that was kind of the launch. I think at that first episode, that was back in the middle of May. At that point, let's see, when was that first one? At that point, what had happened really wasn't a whole lot. I think there was one maybe class that I was doing or just done a lot since then, but went to Illinois to Paul Mitchell, the school, Lombard, and did a class. And it was at that class that I got to unveil the scissor for the first time. And I say scissor because it wasn't scissors, because I only had one scissor at that point. I had one scissor that I was testing. So it was my prototype, my test one that I had been testing. So I get there, I'm doing the class, got no product, got one scissor. And it's like the first kind of group that I'm going to talk to about the TANZO Hasami forged scissors. And so I'm telling them about it. I'm passing the scissor. I didn't even get to cut hair, barely, because people were intrigued. They wanted to hold them. They were checking them out. They had questions. It was awesome. And so it began. And that's when I found out, even just from that one get together, that one class, that one, presentation, that we were on to something. And this is what I was telling my business partner, Josh, the barber side of the TANZO Hasami house, the house of Hasami, as I like to call it. But I was telling him a couple of things. I was like, I think we got some traction. People seem really interested. I know we got a great product, but here's the thing. And this is what I told him. I said, we've already won. Because at that point, we were in production. So at that point, we were, already, the scissors were being forged. Okay. They were already being forged. So I said, we've already won. And the reason why, I said, because if we never do another class, we never get a single subscriber, we never sell scissor 001, we've already won, because we have created a really badass collection of scissors for us to use. So that's the thing. Like, we are our number one customer. Haircutting, a barber and a haircutter get together, create a premium scissor for themselves, and decide maybe we can make a company and share these with the world. But if we don't make a company and we don't share these with the world, we already won, because we have some badass scissors that we can use and we can cut hair with. So we won. And so I was telling him this, but then when I went and did that class, and the response that I got had subscribers subscribe sight unseen, right? Because I'm telling them, listen, guys, you're not getting shit till like July. That's when we're going to start shipping. That's when our first batch is going to be coming in. But we had people that are signing up that day. So that was pretty awesome. And then I got to go to my home schools in Tampa, day school, night school, got some more subscribers. And that was in June. And then I got to go to Paul Mitchell, the school, Arkansas. Got some more subscribers. Got to go to Paul Mitchell, the school, Springfield in Missouri, a couple hours away. You guys were awesome out there, by the way. We got some more. So here's what I'm finding out. Oh, people are wanting this. I know I've been wanting this. I talk about the company like this is like 16 years in the making, because I was wanting it. And so I'm out there sharing my passion for hair cutting and quality and the scissors, and people are wanting it. And so we're off to the races. And so here we are now, coming up on mid-August. Our product came in last month, July, as expected and as anticipated, and more than happy with what we got. And I've got them all now. And I've gotta show you, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you're not going to see this little visual right now, but if you're watching this, I'm going to show you the collection here. So this is the collection, the full deal. So all three sizes, the scissors in a 5.5, the scissors in a 6-inch, and the scissors in a 7-inch, and then the thinning, which we affectionately refer to as thin air. They're 6 inches as well. 30 teeth, classic thinning size. So we've got them all. Got some hardware, some premium steel in the house, some forged scissor. Now it's a process. Now, one of the questions that came up was our lefties. So I didn't forget about the lefties. I remember being a hair cutting instructor for years, and I'd have a lefty, out of maybe 20 people, you might have one. And I have lefties come through, and it was always a challenge. Like, how do you teach a lefty? And people forget about lefties are in the room, and people forget about some people are left-handed. So we do have lefties that are coming. We're going to have them the scissor in a 6-inch, and then we're going to have the 6-inch thin air lefties as well to start with. We will get the 5.5s, we will get the 7s, but that's what we're going to start with. But as we're kind of talking about the collection, and we chose these sizes and this scissor for a reason, but like the thin air 30-inch teeth. So if you're doing that scissor over comb and you're trying to get that beautiful blend going on, you get just enough teeth where you're not going to chunk out the hair, but you're going to be able to get a nice seamless blend. And at 6-inch, being that optimal length, if you're going into longer hair and you're trying to remove bulk out of the hair, you've got that perfect length. And then the sevens are, I mean, these are a thing of beauty. These are a thing of beauty. Not only do they look mean, but they're sleek, and being air, light as a feather, beautiful. So if you got that scissor over comb for my barbers out there, you're going to be able to really put in some work with these. I think you guys will love these. They look beautiful. They feel beautiful in your hand. If you're creating lines, talk about a one length. Wait till you do your first bob with these bad boys. Oh man, like butter. You're going to love it. And they're so beautiful and they feel so good in your hand that I literally was in a class. I was in a salon class last week, and I had a lefty that was like, I'm gonna take the right-handed pair. I'm gonna take the right-handed pair because they feel so good and they look so good. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to use them, but I just want them. So I was laughing about that. I was like, you're tripping. I was like, calm down. We're gonna get you a left-handed pair. You don't have to fake righty. And then the 6-inch by far, has been one of the most popular sizes, because if you're doing that precision work, if you're doing that short graduation type of haircuts, you can get that done with these. You can get layers done with these. You can get that scissor over comb. You can get some bobs done with these. So it's kind of right in that middle ground. And so I think, that's going to be one of the most popular. If you're having to make a decision on which one to get, just think about the kind of work you do. Are you doing a lot of short work? Are you doing, pixies? Are you doing precision work like that? Then I would definitely go with a 5.5. I would go with something a little bit smaller So you can get in tighter, you can maneuver, a little bit more maneuverable, and then you've got your setup. If you're doing a little bit of everything, then yeah, maybe you want to go with those 6 inches. If you've got that scissor over comb game coming in, sitting in front of you, then yes, look at that 7. Look at that 7. Now, here's the deal. And I talked about the pricing, and I was sharing this with everybody. I was like, yeah, so it's, $25 for a pair. And then there's some processing that goes on with it. And then with that, so you're sitting around $29. You're paying that out over 2 years, 24 months. So the goal was, can we get a premium scissor under 1,000? Because typically what I found out in the marketplace is everything is like 1,000 and up, right? And then it's like, start doing the research and you start finding out things, but that was our goal. So if you're sitting at like $29 a month over 2 years, and then you're looking at your price tag is like $600 for one pair, you're in the game. So we hit our goal to get a pair under 1,000 premium quality. But then I'm like, well, how can we make this better? Because democratization is about making premium available for everyone, not just the people that have, the incomes or have the sugar daddy or sugar mama or whatever, but how can we make it accessible to everyone? That's democratization of premium scissors. And that is ultimately the goal. And so that's where the subscription comes in, because if you add that second pair, now you're at 35, a little bit of processing, right? It's like $4, $5. So now you have 2 pairs over that 2-year period. And every pair that you add after that, because we're going to come out with different ones, it's $5 additional. So when you look at that first collection, the 5.5, the 6, and the 7 with the thinning, that's 4 pairs. That'd be 25, 35 to add the second, 5 to add the third, 5 to add the fourth. That's $45. Little bit of processing. You're sitting right under $50 a month over 2 years. You've got an entire collection of scissors for what? On like $1,100. So that is how you democratize premium scissors for all. So I'm going to do the math actually right here. So plus $495 times 24 months. So you're at $1,198.80 over a 24-month period for 4 pairs for an entire collection of scissors, all the sizes. Come on, man. So that's where we're at. And that's, ultimately the goal, to be able to get these and make them accessible for everybody. And on all of the product, kind of as I was, inventorying it and checking it out. I mean, from the cases, that can hold 2 pairs, the oil pen, which I got, told, okay, I guess the ladies already know with their mascara or lip gloss or whatever it is, you just turn the bottom, it clicks. And then the little pen, which is kind of like almost like a little paintbrush almost. And then that will saturate with the oil that's inside. And then you're going to oil up your blades. And so they're like, yeah, we know how to use it. That's what my people told me in the class. We already know how to use a lip gloss. I'm like, all right, well, not assuming anything. And so that comes in there, and then you get a nice little leather sham that you can wipe your blades off with, which is critical because you want to make sure you're wiping your blades off and oiling them after every haircut is what I recommend. But I know that's not reality for most if you're cutting heads back to back. So what can you do? Can you do it at least at the end of the day before you put them back in your case? Can you at least do that for me so we can maintain that edge? This is steel on steel. And then the adjusting key, what's that all about? Tension. Now, tension is a personal thing, but there are some recommended tension settings when you turn that center screw. And then there's a little gift in there as well. When you turn that center screw, but it is a personal thing. It may be different for you than it is for somebody else. You got to find the tension that works best for you, depending on how much strength you're using, how much force you're using. So that could change from person to person, but you have that tension adjustment key that's in there. And so how we're, delivering these to people, they order, we deliver through the mail. If we see you in person, we deliver them to you in person. And then the feedback is critical. So if you already have some, you're out there, you're cutting with them, we want to know, we want to get that feedback. We've been cutting with them. We think they're awesome and we cut a lot of hair, but we want to know from you. And, over that period of time, as I've been testing them, the biggest thing, the biggest discovery, which I'll share with you guys, straight transparency, completely just being honest. What I found out, and I'm not, singling out a company, I'm just singling out the industry, the scissor industry as a whole. What I found out, you guys, is ultimately a lot of people are just full of shit. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to they're full of shit because, and I use this analogy and I'll share it with you guys. If you think about gold, for example, right? You get a gold chain. The main thing, the most important thing to you is it's real gold, right? And you may get 14 karat, right? 18 karat, maybe 20, maybe 24 karat gold. The main thing to you is that it's real gold. Means that shit's not turning your neck green, right? You're not ending up with a green ring around your collar because it's fake. It's a fugazi. So that's the main thing. But here's what happens. If your business is not gold, like if you're not a gold person, a gold miner, a gold whatever studier, or a collector or whatever, are you, me, right, the average person, are you going to be able to take that gold chain and be like, oh, this is 18 karat, this is 19 karat, this is 20, this is 24, this is 16? No, are you? No, you're not. You're not. And most, to be honest, like most other people, you might be able to tell if it's real or fake, right? You've seen people take gold and they put it in their teeth and they bite on it. I don't know what the hell that does, but they say, oh, this is real gold or whatever. But are you going to be able to? No. Or maybe they only do that in the Olympics for the photo. I don't know. But are you going to be able to tell? No. Because what happens when it's gold, it's gold, it's gold, right? So when you get to a scissor, a premium piece, when it's premium, it's premium, it's premium. But what happens is through no one challenging that over time and no one like pointing it out or calling it out. So maybe I'm the bad guy now, whatever. Maybe, we are the public enemy number one, whatever. But if no one challenges it, then it can just go on. And you're trying to tell me that, scissor A over here is $2,000. And then I have a scissor that I'll put next to scissor A. I'll let you cut a head of hair, right? All things the same. The controlled study. Same head, same mannequin, same saturation, same comb, same product in the hair, same person. The only thing that changes, the variable, is the $2,000 pair of scissors. This is what you say this is. And I'm going to give you a pair of our TANZŌ HASAMI Airs, same size, 6 inches, right? This doesn't even get into the internal inspection piece by piece. And then you cut that head of hair, and then you cut that head of hair again. And you tell me, and that's the kind of testing we're doing. Because I've got scissors ranging from, $800 to almost $2,000. And I will put any one of those up. If we do like a kind of like a blind test, I'll put any one of those up against what we have. And with one pair being $600. So you tell me. So I say they're full of shit because what's happening is maybe it's, a word we come up with stuff that you don't even understand. I didn't even understand, but it was through that research that is how I discovered where things are at, finding out what is the process, right? What is the forging process of going through the scissor making, sword making, metallurgist process, learning about hand forging, learning about machine steel, learning about tool steel, learning about drop forging, learning about heat treatment, learning about annealing, hardening, tempering, learning about it, the process. So then you start studying the process, and what do you conclude? What do you conclude? Learning about hardness Rockwell content, the infamous rating of all steel, of scissors, learning about it. And what do you conclude? What I concluded was that people are full of shit. You tell me why. You tell me why. Get into the raw material, study it. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing, because I'm like, what is the process? What is the process, the art, the craft of sword making? And it's appreciation, the process. So when you get into the process, you learn that people are full of shit. That's the summary of that one, guys. And so as we continue to build and develop and get these into people's hands, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a shift. You're going to see a shift in our industry. You're going to see a shift in attitude. We're going to have a target on our back. I'm sure we will. So as we build out our TANZŌ HASAMI army, right? Hopefully you guys will, get our back, because we got your back. And that's really what it comes down to. So classes, let's talk a little bit about that. So I was doing all these classes, doing haircutting classes, in salon classes. The cool thing is, if you're a subscriber to TANZŌ HASAMI and you are working and you're cutting hair with our blades, then you have access to these educational classes. Now, the platform that we're going to be building, the online component, where if we're doing a haircutting live or we have pre-recorded content that will be subscriber only access to, you guys will get all of that. But the other thing that I'm talking about is in-person education. Now, I'm all internet, right? I'm all about internet. You may be watching this video on YouTube. You're listening to this podcast. I'm all about the internet, the technology, delivering it. But haircutting in person will not be defeated by haircutting video, even if it's live, even if it's high def, 4K recorded. It's just not going to happen, because I'm not in that classroom to be able to adjust your elbow position, to be able to adjust your hand position, to be able to, have you move a step to the left or a step to the right, have you to be able to, make those real-time assessments on your body position, cross-check that haircut. That's not happening through a live video, even, or definitely, obviously, not through any kind of recorded content. So it's good to have as reference material, so you can go back, you can watch, you can pick up a few things, you can learn. But that hands-on element is so important. And when we're doing these classes, you have access to those. So if we put out, hey, we're doing a class. Now, obviously, if we're doing a class, if it's a private thing at someone's salon, you need to be invited. But if it's an open class, we're doing it, at a venue, in your area, or somewhere you want to travel to. Like, we've got stuff coming up in Austin and Florida, and you want to travel to it, then you can definitely come to it, because your ticket to admission is your subscription to the TANZŌ HASAMI Forged Scissor. Bam, you're in. You come to a class. Now, if you want a class in your neighborhood, in your salon, in your school, in your wherever, we're going to have a process where you can go on the website and you can request a class, which will include a scissor presentation and a haircutting class. So you can do that, and you can request it for a salon. You can request it. There will be some requirements. You can request it for a school. And so now that in-person education is starting to fire back up, I'm itching, I'm chomping at the bit to get out there and come to your school, come to your salon, come to your wherever, and do it. And then on a bigger scale, when we start doing our annual, maybe biannual, who knows, but we start doing our annual House of Hasami events for our subscribers and special invited guests, where you come together for a 1-day, 2-day haircutting jam session, networking. We're going to host one in Austin. We'll have one out in Vegas. We'll have one maybe go somewhere exotic, right? Like Hawaii. We'll do one down in Miami. We'll do one in Florida, in different places. When we go and we do these, we'll go up Northeast, maybe hit the city. When we do some of these events, these, House of Hasami gatherings, if you will, your ticket to admission is your subscription. So what I'm saying here is you becoming a TANZŌ HASAMI, tribe member, family member, subscriber, isn't you got a really badass pair of scissors, but you have a support system, an education enclave, a community of hair cutters, right? That we get together and we come together for the common cause, right? The centerpiece is, hair cutting with a great tool with premium scissors. Hair cutting being, something that we all either strive to be better at, like I do every single day. We just love it. It's a passion of ours. We got the nerds, right? The nerds that are listening to this podcast right now that are all about it, right? Share it with them. So you've got the hair cutting nerds like I am that could sit and talk about elevation, graduation, over direction, finger angles all day, right? But there's those elements. So we come together around this common thing. Hair cutting is what brings us together. So I'm excited for some of these events to happen. I'm going to share a couple that are immediate coming up in the next month or so. And I'm excited to get back out there and do some in-person education, whether it be in your school or in your salon. So let me know when, let me know where. Let's roll. Let's do it. And then other things that are in the works, kind of on the update side of things, are products. So we have our first collection. Finally, we're shipping. We're excited about that, but we're also working, right? Because it's already started. We're working on new products, new launches. One you're going to find out about real soon, like next month, that we have that are going to kind of focus on maybe some of the specialty areas, stuff for our barbers specifically, stuff for dry hair cutting specifically, stuff for certain technique driven elements of hair cutting specifically, as well as accessories and tools. I mean, we've already got the swag. We have a contest going on. We're trying to give away some free swag. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But we've got, the swag, but other tools, that you can use that we're building. Again, we're building them for us, and hopefully you guys will enjoy them. So everything we do, we want to do with a purpose. Everything we do, we want to do to enhance and elevate your game of haircutting, your game that you bring into the salon, or you bring into the barber shop, or you bring into your school every single day. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to enhance and elevate that, and that's where we're going. So lots of exciting things. I'm fired up because, like I said, I've already won. And as I'm sharing this with you guys, hopefully, if you haven't already, you're considering a subscription. If you know somebody that has a subscription, if you see me, say, hey, let me, check out a pair of those. Want to get a pair in your hands so you can experience what we're experiencing right now. And so last but not least, couple events. So we have our first hair show, first one in like a while, right? Because everything was like shut down. So I'm pumped about that. Going to be in Austin. If you're in the Austin area, September 19th, Austin, it's a Sunday. It's a 1 day, all day event, BarberCon. We're going to be there. We got a little stage presentation. We got a booth going on. TANZŌ HASAMI will be in the house. We'll have scissors there. If you want to check them out, come by. It's going to be in Austin. You can find out information. I know it's almost sold out, close to being sold out. There may be some VIP tickets, but it's an education kind of meets, you got hair cutters from all walks, from our barber world, from our cosmetology world, that are coming together, education based. Also, there's going to be an entertainment vibe going on, networking big time going on, jam session. So BarberCon, it's a newer style event. They super popular, have had a lot of success. They're doing this one in Austin. We're going to be there September 19th. So if you're in the area or you can get to Austin, do what you can to get there. Come by, say what's up, say hello to us. We'd be, excited to see you. They're also going to be doing one in New York City. They're also going to be doing one in LA. So there's 3 different BarberCons coming up. You can go to BarberCon, like Barber Conference, barbercon.com to learn more about that. But we're excited to be a part of this for the first time. And hopefully it will be many, many more. So that's coming up. What else is going on? I think that's it. I think there's a couple other potential spots I'm going to be, but I'm going to wait until I get those confirmed on the calendar before I put those out on the podcast. So that's some of the updates. Hopefully, if you're in Austin, come by, check us out. We'll be there. Myself, my business partner, Josh, will be there. We'll cut some hair, talk some scissors. You can check them out there. And just want to, again, thank you guys, all of the people that have already subscribed. You know, the crazy part is, like, when we got to shipping, with the initial response, we're, getting the shipping in July, and we're almost like fully subscribed. Some of the pairs are like fully subscribed, right? So that's a whole nother problem, because I'm like, because the process of forging and making scissors handmade, it's a process. When you start learning about the process, like the appreciation for it, it's not like we don't have like a 3D printer where we're just like printing these fuckers out like bam, bam. No, this is a process. Like, this takes time. And so we can only get them in small quantities, right? So we're like half, subscribed in like late June. I'm like, oh shit, we're going to be like subscribed in out of a pair before we even get the pair. So we're watching that closely, but it's been that kind of support that's gotten me excited to, be pushing the energy into this project, because it is a project, and to be able to create and really go after this. So thank you guys, because you're the motivating, factor. Like I said, I mean, I could have been happy with, knowing that I've got, I've got enough scissors to last me hopefully the rest of my life. And, I've got some badass scissors to cut with. But now that I'm seeing the response, I'm like, oh shit, like this is really happening. And so that's where we're at. So thank you guys for the support. Share our brand, at TANZŌ HASAMI on Instagram. Share our brand, share our page, on Instagram. Share it with your friends. Tag TANZŌ HASAMI when you're posting pictures, if you're cutting hair with them, so we can give you some love, give you a shout out, repost some of your work. And last thing I want to talk about is the contest that's going on. If you're on my Instagram at SunnyD1.0, you've already seen it. It's show us what you got. It's a Instagram picture contest. So here's the deal. A picture. Here's how you enter a picture of your scissors. You could be in the picture, or it could be the scissors by themselves doing something cool or in some place cool. Get creative, but a picture of your scissors. You're going to tag with a little hashtag. First, you're going to tag TANZO swag. So hashtag TANZO swag. You're going to tag our Instagram page at TANZO HASAMI, and you're going to tag one other fellow haircutting friend of yours. So you do that in the picture, boom, that's an entry. You can enter as many pictures as you want, post as many pictures as you want over the next 30 days. And we're going to be looking at these pictures, and we're going to be looking for the most creative capture of the scissor in the wild. And we're going to be giving away some swag. So you guys probably have seen me in videos rocking either the TANZO HASAMI hoodie. We got the trucker hat. We've got the fanny packs, the backpacks. We've got the duffel bags, the water bottles, the iPhone cases, all different kinds of merch. We're going to be giving some away to the most creative photos. So jump in on that. If you've got your TANZO HASAMIs and you're out there working it, jump in on that, get creative. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and I'll be on the lookout for that hashtag and that tag. TANZO swag, hashtag that, and then at TANZO HASAMI in your pick, and tag one other friend. So 30 days. Let's see what you guys can do. So that's the update, guys. That's everything that's been going on. It's been a wild ride, even in this first, official kind of month of launch and shipping. Excited to see where we're going to go next, and excited to see where TANZO HASAMI forged scissors are going to take you, because that's the thing. When you pick up a pair of scissors, And I remember getting my first pair. I'm like, I wonder where I'm going to go with these. I wonder what these are going to do. Little did I know, 16 years later, I'd be launching a brand and launching a line of scissors. That's where they took me. That's where scissors have taken me, from being a clueless, dumbass, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, student in beauty school, to now, from, the salons, to writing books, to getting to travel, to now building a brand around the thing that started it all. The thing that intrigued me from the beginning was hair cutting, and how could I get my hands on some awesome scissors and cut some awesome hair. So where will these scissors take you? I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see your journey, and I'll be talking to you guys on the podcast next week. So until then, guys, stay sharp, and remember this: if you're gonna cut hair anyway, don't be an ass. Don't be an ass. Use a pair of TANZŌ HASAMI forged scissors. All right. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for share this podcast. Share this with your other hair cutters. Share this with your other people that are interested in hair cutting, or somebody that you think may benefit from getting a pair of TANZŌ HASAMI forged scissors in their life. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys next week on the TANZO Talks podcast. And I'm out.